during his panel, Bob Skier talked about how he wrote for Beast Machines. He was the head writer, the showrunner, that kind of the creator. He said that he kind of regretted not being able to be up in Vancouver and hear the voices, but he did like when he did a couple of other shows where he could hear what the voice actors were doing and they could fine tune it. Do you think it's a blessing or a curse when the writer is in the room with you when you're doing your readings?
Oh, I don't. I'm a writer myself, but I don't know if I've never even told. Well, we're actually just sort of forming a friendship over the last couple of years because I went to LA and we went out for supper. So David doesn't know a lot of my stories. I like to improv when I do cartoons, and I tend to go off and sometimes the writer is in the casting session, and I made the mistake one day of saying I was auditioning for an extra character, and I said, okay, well, I had to rewrite some of this. I just wanted to make it a little bit funnier. And the writer was in the room, and he got up and he walked out. I'm like, he's the writer, right? Okay.
Did you get the part?
Nope. No, I did not get the part. Nope. No.
So I have a two-part question for Lee. When you did the voice of Frieza, what was the description they tell you about this character? And did you lose your voice with all the yelling and screaming when you fought Goku?
Yeah, you know that from The Simpsons. I taste burning. That was how I was. Because when I started doing Frieza, I didn't realize how many incarnations he went through. And so I started really big, and then like, okay, now that one's done, now we're going bigger. I'm like, I just blew my whole thing right there. That was all I had. But it was tough, and yeah, I could taste blood at the end of some of those sessions. They just said manic and crazy. I really like the Ocean dub on that compared to the Funimation one. I have seen some of the episodes. And I really like what we did because Carl Willems was the director of some of these things, and the directors at Ocean at IPP are great, and they're really willing to think outside the box. And so I would be allowed to play him a little bit fey sometimes, or a little bit effete, or a little like kind of, I don't know, like not what you'd think a villain would sound like, or like an evil character. So, but they just said have fun and be crazy and be a nasty. So
Thank you.
yeah. Anyone else? We've got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we have 10 minutes. Anecdotes?
Well, I
Is this a Beast Wars thing only, or should we just
you
broaden
go
it out?
ahead. I took the microphone last, so why don't you tell me?
Anecdotes. Well, Transformers Prime was. Well, I'll answer your question in a second. Transformers Prime. No, come, stay.
No.
Please stay. Okay.
It took him 50 minutes to get to that microphone. Yeah, it scared him away.
So, both Beast Wars and Transformers Prime were incredibly fun because we had everybody in the room. So the fun part sometimes would happen when we weren't doing the characters, and some of these guys are real jokesters. So there's a lot of improv going on, especially at Transformers Prime, when you have Frank and Peter in the room, and they're old school, from the 60s. Mm-hmm. And they're doing all this old comedy stuff. It could be on a comedy album in the 60s. Frank Welker apparently did a comedy album in the 60s.
Did he really?
Yeah, there's an album out there somewhere.
Yeah. I do like me my Frank, because he does all these great cool animal noises and all animal sounds and stuff. Yeah. And on my bio, my agent put Lee Tockar, the Frank Welker of Canada, because I am always like, I played King Kong, and I do all these. I always get asked to play all these animal characters. And then I said, okay, I want to put a caveat in there. And Lee Tockar is said to be the Frank Welker of Canada, to which Frank Welker said, Lee who? So I guess he doesn't know who I am. I've never worked with a lot of the people. Maurice LaMarche I've worked with several times. He's one of the only LA actors that I've worked with. We worked on the Gadget movie. But
he was so sweet. He walked up to me at a party, and he had watched Gorilla Grodd and enjoyed it. So it meant a lot to me.
Yeah,
a very respected guy in LA.
Yeah, so he's amazing, and Canadian
too. Is he not? From
Yeah.
Montreal, I think.
Yeah, of course he's nice.